Hello, Bucknutters, and welcome into the Morning Five on April 30th, 2014. I am Dave Biddle. ESPN's Mel Kiper and Todd McShay released their latest NFL mock drafts yesterday, and both analysts project that former Ohio State linebacker Ryan Shazier will be selected 21st overall by the Green Bay Packers. This would make Shazier a teammate of A.J. Hawk and Ryan Pickett. Yes, Pickett, who played his final season at Ohio State in 2000, which was also John Cooper's final year at OSU, is still in the league and doing well. This would be a great landing spot for Shazier, so hopefully Kiper and McShay are correct about his future. Interestingly, Kiper had been projecting for weeks that former Ohio State corner Bradley Roby would be taken by the Cincinnati Bengals with the 24th overall pick. Now, Kiper has Roby falling out of the first round altogether. More on Roby's situation later in the show. As for McShay, he has Roby going to the New Orleans Saints with the 27th overall pick. Running back Carlos Hyde and offensive lineman Jack Mewhort are each projected as second-round selections by Kiper and McShay. And for you Cleveland Browns fans out there, and I know there's plenty of you, Kiper and McShay both project that Johnny Manziel will be taken by the Browns with the 4th overall pick. Johnny football in Cleveland. That'll be interesting if it pans out that way.
O-H-I-O.
Now for the latest in recruiting. Let's go out to the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurlick.
In my morning buzz, I started off with an item on five-star linebacker Malik Jefferson from Texas, who continues to tell me that he is definitely considering and interested in Ohio State. In fact, Malik Jefferson tells me, as he did quite some time back, that he is still planning to definitely make an official visit to Ohio State. And in fact, Malik Jefferson plans to call Urban Meyer later today and talk to the Buckeyes head coach. Of course, Jefferson is just one of a number of great linebacker prospects the Buckeyes could land this recruiting season. And while Jefferson perhaps is not a linebacker that they have as quite a good a shot as some of the others, still slow, steady, and keeping the faith is the mantra right now for Ohio State when it comes to not only recruiting linebackers but the entire class. For instance, right now the Buckeyes lead for linebacker Shalar Kilby-Lane, and I think the Buckeyes have a very good chance of getting equipment from Kilby-Lane before the middle of the summer. I also continue to like the chances of landing linebacker Jerome Baker from Cleveland Benedictine. So if the Buckeyes land those two, which again I think is a pretty good possibility to happen, then that only leaves one or maybe two other linebacker spots in guys like Malik Jefferson, Justin Hilliard from Cincinnati St. Xavier, who the Buckeyes would love to land, and they certainly have a shot at. They still are going after Jeffrey Holland from Florida, and of course Ricky DeVary, and there are some others. So right now it just doesn't make sense for the Ohio State staff to rush things. They just need to take things as they are, slow and easy, and keep the course. And in the end, the Buckeyes are going to land, I think, another great recruiting class. And I also think that this could be another great haul of linebackers for Ohio State. It may take a little bit more time than perhaps Buckeyes fans had hoped for, but in the end, I think the wait will be well worth it for Ohio State fans.
Thank you, Bill. That's great news on linebacker recruiting. The Buckeyes landed 4 highly rated linebacking prospects in their 2014 class, and it's good to know 2015 could produce another quality haul.
O-H-I-O.
To read all of Bill's recruiting coverage, all of Alex Gleitman's recruiting coverage, and all the national 24/7 sports recruiting coverage, try our 30-day free trial. You also get everything else that comes along with the Bucknuts subscription, such as the Daily Boarding House, where we put the best rumors and inside information on the Buckeyes. So make sure you take advantage of our 30-day free trial.
O-H-I-O.
Speaking of the boarding house, we will have an item on Bradley Roby later today that you won't want to miss. We will give you the story that the public doesn't know regarding his recent citation for OVI. And speaking of said citation, Roby accepted a plea deal in his case on Tuesday. Roby pleaded guilty to physical control of a motor vehicle while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Roby was sentenced to a 3-day diversion program and was fined $375. When Roby was cited, he agreed to a breathalyzer and blew a .008, which is 10 times under the legal limit. So, what made Roby take a plea deal if he blew 10 times under the legal limit? Was it simply because the NFL draft begins a week from tomorrow? Again, we'll have the answers in today's boarding house, and you won't want to miss that. Thank you for joining us for today's Morning 5. I hope everybody has a great day.